Hello everybody and welcome to my official Nyx Face Awards South Africa entry video. To create the face portion of this look, we're going to start out by just doing our normal beauty face routine, which is of course foundation, powder to set the foundation in place, contouring under our cheekbones, highlighting on top of our cheekbones, as well as just a smidge of pink blush on the apples of our cheeks. I also like to highlight above my brow and on my nose and on my cupid's bow. I filled in my eyebrows with a dark brown powder. I wanted a very soft eyeshadow as the chest is so dramatic. So I took this pinkish orangey tone and just blended that all over my lid and my crease. I also blended that same color underneath my eyes and then lined my waterline with some white pencil. I ran some mascara through my lashes and also lined my top eyelid with some liquid eyeliner. To create the teardrops on my face, I took some white body paint and started out thinner towards my eyes, and as I dragged the body paint down my cheeks, I just thickened the bottom a little bit just to create that teardrop shape. I created the shading by taking some blue body paint and just blending that on the shaded side, and slowly softening it and fading it out towards where the highlighted side would be. To further deepen up the shading, I then took some black body paint and filled that in on the same side where I did the blue, making sure that the darkest of the black was towards the edge of the teardrop, and then I blended that in with the blue, fading towards the highlighted side. To create the illusion that the teardrops are actually on my face, I then took some brown eyeshadow and created some shading just underneath each teardrop. Now, to really make these teardrops pop, I took some white body paint and just created a line of highlight on the highlighted side of the teardrop. I also added the little reflection highlight on the shaded side. I threw on a nude lip and a gloss, and now it was ready to start my chest. Taking an angled brush and some brown eyeshadow, I first laid out the base of where I wanted my open chest to be. I then took a white pencil and just sketched out each and every single one of my bones. I would recommend using a reference image, that's what I'm doing here, just to see what the bones look like, round about where they are on the chest, just to make sure that you're happy with how your bones look. I then took white body paint and filled in each and every single one of my bones. I tried to leave a little bit of a gap in between some of them just so that I could see where one bone started and where another bone ended. Now onto the shading of each bone. It's a little bit difficult to explain how I'm doing the shading here, but I'll try my best. I took a black eyeshadow and just started out very lightly and slowly built it up as I went on. Remember, you can always add more, you can't really take away. To create the shading on each bone, I used my reference image, and I would recommend finding a very good reference image and just working off of that. But basically what I did is I created a little bit of shading on the inside of each bone, making sure that I leave an outline of white so that I could tell where one bone ended, where another one began, where I should highlight later on. I also made sure to deepen the shading around each of the bones that were situated behind another bone, so that you could see that that bone is further back in your body and that the previous bone is more forward. Also made sure to leave quite a bit of footage of the shading itself in this video, so that if my explanation isn't 100% helpful, at least the video itself should be quite helpful. I then took some white body paint and really made those little highlights pop on each side of the bone where I left more of the white. I also blanked out some of the negative space with some black body paint. Alright, and starting with the flowers. I don't think that any of the flowers that I drew on my body are actually real flowers. I just sort of let my imagination take me where it wanted to go. But basically what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take the color that you want your flower to be, lay that on in the shape that you want your flower, and then take a darker shade of that same color and really deepen in where you want the flowers to be a little bit more sunken in. Shade where the flowers are underneath your bones, highlight on the outside of the petals, and then add whatever little details that you feel like. These are your flowers. Just really let your imagination go wild here. Go crazy with the colors, go wild with the designs. I mean, who says that flowers that live inside of someone's ribcage have to really exist in this world? The thing to remember about shading and highlighting is that you'll always want to shade the things that you want to push back, and you'll want to highlight the things that you want to bring forward. So if there's a flower petal sticking over a bone, you'll want to shade the bone to push that back a little bit, and you'll want to highlight the petal to bring that forward. Hey kitty cat! I also decided as I went whether I wanted to have black body paint to fill in the negative space, or if I wanted there to be green in the negative space. If I used green in the negative space, then I took my brown eyeshadow and I shaded that green to really push it behind the flowers, behind the bones, the same as I've done with all of the flowers. Now to really push this whole scene back and make it look as though it is underneath my skin, I took a medium brown eyeshadow and blended that all along the inside of the opening. I then took a darker brown eyeshadow and blended that as close to my skin as possible to make that shadow look deeper. Remember to skip any leaves or petals that are sticking out past that opening onto your normal chest skin. You don't want to shade that backwards because that's actually coming out of the hole. I then took some brown eyeshadows and created the little wrinkles where I'm pulling my skin back. And in between each of the wrinkles I took white body paint and used that to create the highlighting. And we are done for this look. I am very proud of how it came out. I've been following the Face Awards for the past probably 5 years, and it really is a dream come true to finally be able to actually enter for myself. Thank you very much to Nyx for this opportunity, and I'll see you guys next time.